Hello, welcome to this ongoing series on Excel training materials. This time we're talking about statistical computations. Here I'll talk about statistical functions and then some specific functions like sum function, count function, average function, max and min function. So what about these statistical functions? They apply mathematical process to a group of cells. And for example, the sum function is used to add the values contained in a range of cells. And functions are more efficient than formulas because you can do them as a group and you don't have to go through them individually. And if you use a formula to add the values in a range, you would all have to add each cell, as I mentioned. However, when you use a function, you can highlight all the cells. And that really helps when you have hundreds of rows of data. So these are some of the common statistical functions. I won't use all of them. ABS, absolute value, so you can find these in Excel. Average, count, count A or count if, and that really is the number of cell locations in a range that contain a text or numeric character. Max, maximum number. Median is, of course, the middle number in a group. Minimum mode, which is the most frequently occurring. Product was the result of multiplying all the values. Standard deviation S, which means the standard deviation of a sample. Sum, which is just adding all the values in a group. So we're going to start with looking at sum function. There are a couple ways you can do that. You can create a formula with an equal sign in the word sum and a parentheses, and then with the cell references such as equal sum A through 20. This is the cell reference, right? Or you could insert a formula from the formula tab and search for sum, or you could just use the summation form and character for auto sum. So I will show you those, right? So maybe we want to look at, oh, I already did it, right? So that's not that though. Okay, so in this particular row, we'll look at a monthly spend and we'll do an equals sum and parentheses. Now you can tell that this comes up, my number one, and I could click on that and say this, and then my number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, whatever. And then I close parentheses and I get that, right? So that's my sum. Of course, I might want to put a comma in there and then have that have a couple decimal points. So that was one way of doing it, right? I could also do it by formulas, insert function, and this is kind of overkill for this, but I look for sum and I go, and I see sum. So here I click on sum and it already highlights D3 through D11 and I click yes. So it gives me that. And my last year's spend, I can do it the easy way, hit auto sum and look at that. Boom. Now I do want to do the same thing here. I want to include a comma and maybe some decimal points. Not necessarily because they're both even numbers, but so that's basically how you're going to do the sum formula. And I just heard from one of our professors that people didn't, in her class, in an accounting class, didn't even know how to do a sum. So easy. Excel makes it a wonderful thing. Let's look at the count function. The count function is used to determine how many cells in a range contain a numeric entry. So for this detailed worksheet, we will use the count function to count the number of items that are planned in the annual spend column. So we go to cell D13 in the budget detail worksheet, which is this one, right? So hopefully you can see that. I'm going to kind of increase that a little bit. Okay, so, and I want to do this and kind of put it over here and put this on top. Okay, so what do I want to do? I want to go to D13. And did I already go? Nope. Okay, let's move this in like that so we can see both at the same time. How about it? Okay, so now I am looking at D13, which is here, right? And so then I type in an equal sign and type the letter C and click the down arrow and scroll down the bar on the function list right here. See, it comes up here because now I'm looking at C because of count. Count starts with C. And so when you do that, it's easy, right? So I'm looking at C-O-U-N-T, count. Okay, so I got count in there. And And so I have that. Double click on the count function, like that, and then highlight the rows. So we can basically just highlight by just pulling and dragging. And I don't want to include 12 because that's a total. And then I want to close the parentheses, and it looks like 9, right? So I know then I have a number of categories is 9 here. Now, I could have done that another way, right? I could have looked at this and I could have gone to formulas and then insert a function, and it would be count. I look for that just by typing it in, and it comes up like that again. And then it looks at what's my value, D13. Well, I don't want that. I want it like this. And so basically I click OK, and there, I have 9 there as well, right? So pretty easy to do. And that's just to see if you have a lot of items in there, if you have hundreds and hundreds, um, a lot of times you want to highlight, I mean, a lot of times too, you see the number of rows and if you have a header in it like this, then basically you just subtract 1, or here in this case, 2. Okay, so let's move on. And so let's look at the average function, right? So this function is used to calculate the arithmetic mean. So for this one, we'll use the function to calculate the average of the value in the annual spend column, which is here, right? Annual spend column. And we can do that by doing the same kind of functions, right? So if I wanted to look at that, it's like equals AV, see? So it comes up with that average. You just have to start typing, and it says you double click on it, and then basically I just highlight the rows and I close parentheses, boom. So that's my average, and that's crazy. So I want to kind of just like uh, shorten that to maybe 2. Okay, and I could copy this over just like that, just by pulling it. It pulls the formula over. But just to show you, of course, then too, you could do formulas, insert function, and I want to look for average, and I just go, and it comes up there, and I want to know, I want to put these in, and boom, enter, and it shows me what that is, right? And if you know it, if you know a formula, you know how to type it, and that's, I mean, I'm not being facetious or silly here, because sometimes I use AVG as an average, but if I did that equals AVG, you could type it yourself, 3 through E11, it's going to say, what are you talking about? We don't understand that, because it's in Excel language, it's equals average, and then E3 through E11. Sometimes it's just easier for me to kind of write those myself. And so that's kind of look at average, right? And then we can move on to looking at max and min, and it's the same kind of thing, right? So you can just equals, what's this, min, and it's already there. I type in min, and it shows me what the minimum value is going to be. And I click enter. I didn't really even have to close parentheses, and I can just copy that over. And so I need my minimum here is 12, and my minimum here is 1000. And so I can do max equals max. I double click on max. And who is this max guy? And so I know my max is 3,500. And then here it's the same. How about that? It happens to be the same category as well. So that's a look at max and min as well. And we can even look at counts by the number of things that we might have. So the number of words we might have in certain things, or um, let's see, do we have, I'm looking through the data, 12, 1250. It doesn't look like I have any that are repeating. So if I just had, maybe I wanted to say, my name is Rick, and, we have other names, Steve, Stacy, Rick, and we have another Rick, and we have a Rich, and we have a Stan, and we have a Ben, and we have a Lisa. Okay, so, and maybe another Lisa. So this is crazy, right? But I can do a formula where I can look, and if I had hundreds of rows, it would be hard for me to do that. But I can look for a formula to count. Even the idea here is this is text. but we can still look for that, and we can look at count if. So my count if is a statement, count if, okay, equals range. Now it's going to ask me my range, and I can just highlight it, or I can type it in, right? So it's easy to highlight when you have few, and you can type it in if you have more, and I'll just say, Rick, I need it in quotation marks because it's a text, right? So it's already telling me I have two, right? So there is two. So if you had hundreds and hundreds of rows and you wanted to see how many Ricks there were, you could do that quite easily with a count if. So the idea here is there are just so many formulas available to you in Excel, and we looked at a few of them. And so basically you have recently used, so count if, average, those are the ones I just used, the auto sum, of course, financial ones, all kinds of, I've used internal rate of return and NPV, logicals, like if you're creating an if statement, text, like what I just used, or concatenate, which I showed in another video, date and time. I rarely ever use those. Lookup or reference, and so I do use a lot of lookups. You can use an H lookup or a V lookup, and that's really to kind of, if you have two lists and you want to see what are common, kind of, it's a lot to explain, and I don't think you're going to use it for this particular class. And then math and trig, and then there are more functions like statistical, which we used, engineering, cube, information, compatibility, just so many, and web, which I'm not even sure what that is. So just so many that you could kind of enter in there, and you can find max and min as we've already done. So those are the kind of basic ones. I mean, for larger statistics, you use standard deviations, maybe a t-test, all very simple. And basically, you can just sometimes it's the most difficult to try to find out what they really mean. So that ends this particular recording where I was talking about statistical computations in Excel.